And now we see what a disaster it is, and it's a disaster around the country.
What's next now that North Dakota decides to throw out Common Core? Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. Common Core has been the standard for math and English education in North Dakota, but that's going to change. 60 teachers from across the state are going to rewrite the standards.
It's a change a lot of people across the nation have been asking for. Valley News Team's Nicole Johnson tells us why people say Common Core failed North Dakota.
This is something that we have to come at head on and just say no.
Lori Prokop has 2 kids, and like many, she's watched those children learn by Common Core standards.
It's so hard right now. There are many parents that have been told by the school, well, you can't help your children with math anymore. I mean, that's crazy that parents aren't able to do that because of the way that the Common Core math is being taught.
This is her last year at an event trying to stop Common Core and its standardized testing. She's not as excited as you might expect about the decision to rewrite standards.
Well, I'm cautiously optimistic. Let's put it that way. I am hoping that this is going to be the change, that it will be a transparent change.
So why did Common Core fail in North Dakota? Superintendent of Schools Kirsten Basler told me they couldn't get every North Dakota stakeholder behind the concept.
We are writing a superior set of math and English content standards for our North Dakota public schools that establish clear and high expectations for North Dakota students and raise our status as a state with a world-class education system.
It failed from the very beginning, first of all.
Prokop also says it failed because it forced the teachers into a one-size-fits-all approach, and it allowed students to move ahead when they weren't learning what they should.
It's unfortunate that we had to come to this.
Basler hopes to have new standards written by North Dakotans and for North Dakotans ready by 2017. Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
We called our local school districts for a reaction today. They say it's too soon to comment on the change.
Andrew Sadek's parents have notified the Richland County Sheriff's Office and Deputy Sheriff Jason Weber that they will be filing a wrongful death lawsuit. This comes after the family recently asked the Minnesota BCA to step aside and allow the FBI and Department of Justice to take over the investigation into what happened to the NDSCS student turned criminal informant. The lawsuit has not been filed yet. A Sadek attorney says they're still trying to figure out who else might be added to the lawsuit. This is video from August 2013. It is of Andrew signing up to become a confidential informant. And in it, Weber tells Andrew that if he doesn't sign up, that he'll get jail time. Tonight, the Sadek family attorney, Lance Block, talked with our 630 Point of View host, Chris Berg, to discuss the upcoming lawsuit. Block says that Andrew was lied to and was pressured into becoming a confidential informant.
Andrew was coerced into believing that he was looking at prison time if he didn't agree to serve as a confidential informant. And the reality is he was not looking at prison time. He was a first offender. It was a very small amount of marijuana that was involved. And he was probably looking at some type of probation, maybe a drug court type program. But, you know, within 6 months to a year, he was going to be discharged and all charges would have been dropped.
If you'd like to listen to the full interview, head to valleynewslive.com and click on the 630 POV tab.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz has ended his presidential campaign. Cruz telling supporters that from the beginning he would continue as long as there was a viable path to victory, adding that it appears the path has been foreclosed. Cruz was counting on a victory that didn't come today in Indiana. He will finish second, well behind Donald Trump. Meanwhile, Bernie Sanders is the winner of the Indiana Democratic primary. However, his win over frontrunner Hillary Clinton won't change their race. Sanders remains far behind the former Secretary of State in the delegate count.
Forum Communications is going through a number of buyouts and layoffs to help slim down its operations. The company publishes the Fargo Forum newspaper and owns WDAY and WDAZ. They also own several smaller newspapers. Several Forum employees spoke with Valley News Live to say they had taken buyouts that were offered to them by the company, but were told by management that not enough buyouts were accepted and layoffs were coming. We reached out to Forum Communications Management multiple times for comment on this story and have not heard back.
A Moorhead man stands accused of being responsible for the heroin that almost killed 2 people. Police say this man, Greg Krutzinger, faces charges of conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute a controlled substance. You can read how police caught him by going to our website, valleynewslive.com, and clicking on this story.
Emotions were running high this weekend for a Thief River Falls teenager who competed in her first pageant in an effort to inspire people just like her.
Now, during her interview portion of the International Miss Teen Minnesota pageant, Hannah Inge collapsed in front of everyone.
Valley News Team's Krista Boehm explains Hannah's message as her pageant platform truly played out in front of an audience.
Gown after gown.
Now imagine trying to hold this for prom. Oh my goodness.
This 16-year-old packs away what's left of an unforgettable weekend. Her first pageant.
Our next contestant is number 5, Hannah Inge.
From evening gown, fun fashion, fitness, to her platform, there was plenty to prepare for.
9:30 at night, Hannah would come in wearing heels. Okay, Mom, ask me some questions. Ask me some pageant questions.
So when it came to the on-stage interview, Hannah was ready.
Oh, I was feeling confident. It was probably the most calmest I've ever been for the pageant.
With all eyes on her.
And you could tell she was a little nervous. And then when they did the second one, she paused. And it was probably a pause that nobody else would, notice.
Green and Dream Minnesota stands for protecting people. Sounded like something out of a horror film.
Hannah had a seizure, her first one in months.
It's horrifying, but this is our life.
2 concussions 1 week apart when she was 12 left her with a brain injury, causing seizures.
I've never seen what a seizure really looks like, too.
Any form of intense emotion can trigger one, like the excitement and nerves during a pageant.
All those feelings all compacted to one. It just kind of happened.
Laying on the stage, Hannah's mom came to help.
People that are screaming, oh my gosh, what's going on? But I said, what are you going to do? I said, what happens when this happens in school? What happens when this happens in hockey? What happens when this happens at home? And she said, I get up. And I said, well, then get up. And she did.
To a standing ovation, and explained what happened.
That was one of my many seizures. This is what I've been facing for the past 4 years. Any change in emotion, this is what happens to me. I want to speak for those who can't speak, those who don't have an opportunity like I have right here. I got back up, I succeeded, I ignited my spark. Thank you.
A story she'll carry with her to spark the thousands just like her.
I'm not going to let seizures stop me.
Krista Boehm, Valley News Live.
Hannah placed as second runner-up in the International Miss Teen Minnesota pageant. She plans to be a pediatric neurologist one day so she can help kids who are just like her.
A great story. Last night's outage in Fargo marked the 6th in 2 weeks. It impacted 2,000 customers at its peak. The cause was a faulty underground cable. The Public Service Commission will be looking into the outages soon and mandating annual reports because of its reliability issues.
Sow Energy is the only one out of the big 3 that has to report to the state with your reliability yearly to them with this yearly report. Well, I mean, is that saying something about your guys' reliability?
It was saying something that we had a year of 2011 where there's some real challenges. We had been working with the flooding situation here. We had a substation go, so we did sit down and work with the commission, wanted to address it head on.
Xcel says it plans to work harder to identify weak spots and replace underground cable.
Hold the sweet and sour sauce for tonight's restaurant report card. 2 Asian restaurants in Grand Forks together racked up 15 violations on their most recent health inspections. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker breaks them down and also has a Clean Plate Award winner.
15 violations between 2 restaurants, and 5 of those were critical. At China Garden Restaurant, their 2 critical violations were from a dirty ice machine and meat, like chicken and beef, being held at a temperature above the danger zone of 41 degrees, presenting the chance for foodborne bacteria to grow. The owner of the restaurant says they have fixed the problems but refused to comment on camera. Fuji Japanese Steakhouse had 3 critical violations stemming from holding food at improper temperatures, inadequate cleaning measures to prevent cross-contamination, and not cooling certain foods properly. They allowed us in the restaurant and told us they have been working on fixing their problems and making sure all their staff know what is correct protocol. However, they didn't feel comfortable speaking to us on camera. This week's Clean Plate Award is the Colombian Club. The manager of the club says he has a pretty good idea why their health inspection report didn't have any violations.
We work with crews. There's different crews that work for each different meal that we have, and it's their job to clean up behind themselves afterwards. And then when we get it inspected, it's them that has to cover it. So they all do a real good job.
For Restaurant Report Card in Grand Forks, I'm Cornelius Hawker.
If you think there's a restaurant that deserves our Clean Plate Award, drop us a line.